Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey. We're doing AFC cut candidates now. We did NFC earlier. Now we're looking through one potential cut candidate for each of the AFC teams. I will make a quick note here. Pre-June 1st, post-June 1st. It's an accounting trick. Free up more money if you can. Post-June 1st requires a contract on the books for next year, or at least a year of the contract on the books for next year. You'll see fake deals mixed or fake years mixed in there. So keep that in mind, but you can't spend the money until after June 1st. The Raiders already cut Derek Carr. There goes their number one trade candidate. Next up is Andre James, the center, who has gotten better. Nowhere to go but up. Savings here, $5.06 million. If you cut him right now, by the way, every number you'll see is from over the cap. 6.5 if you cut him after June 1st. Frank Clark is in a precarious spot in Kansas City. Could be a prime restructure candidate, but the Chiefs save $21 million if they were to move on from Frank Clark in via a cut here, which is a lot of money for a guy that gets good postseason sacks, but $21 million, I can go sign the best free agent edge and do more than 5 sacks that he had this past year with the Chiefs. So restructure if you want, or extension even, I think a cut makes a lot more sense, which is the straight up savings KC is staring down here. I want you guys, a little bit of a two-part ask here, to an extent. Who do you want your favorite team? We're doing AFC, but you can mention an NFC team if you want. Name a player on your favorite squad who you want to see them cut this offseason. Let me know in the comment section. Denver has some good candidates. Could have gone Graham Glasgow here. But I'm going to go Chase Edmonds because the money's super clean. $5.92 million if you cut him. That's a lot for a backup running back who you're not going to rely on that much next year. That's an easy cut for me if I'm Denver and now Sean Payton heavily in charge. The Chargers, this is a tricky one. Keenan Allen, who could be a prime restructure candidate or an extension, but he's battled injuries, and there's a lot of money to be saved here. Both he and Khalil Mack are in dicey situations. $14.8 million if you cut him right now. You want some savings to spend elsewhere in the future. $17.5 after June 1st. That's small of a difference. I probably just take the pre-6-1 money and then not have any dead money next offseason. When he is healthy, Allen is a very good, reliable route runner, gets open, but 752 yards in 10 games. He's kind of hovering too close to me at the 10 to 11 yards per catch category. I am most worried about the medical and the health long-term of Keenan Allen, but he's a really good football player. That's what makes this so tough. So if you were the Chargers, what would you do with Keenan Allen? T for trade him, C for cut him, K for keep him. This is the pinned comment on today's show, so if an ad break happens to come here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Go down there, type in T, C, or K. Carl Lawson already reports the Jets are going to cut him. It's money, even though I liked him a lot. Fortunate injuries in his career. $15.4 million if and when you cut Carl Lawson. He will find a new team quickly, but that's just too much money for the level of production you get out of Lawson, who I like, but is not a premier edge rusher. Hunter Henry, the Patriots tight end, is next up here. $10.5 million if you cut him. Over 2 seasons, he's gotten you less than 600 yards per season. 11 touchdowns. He's been a good red zone player. I think kind of under the radar, by the way, under the radar discussed aspect. We always talk about running back contracts, right? Namely, free agent tight end contracts haven't gone that well when they've signed with new teams. Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Austin Hooper. Been some fairly big misses on that side. Now, Delaney Walker worked out great a few years ago, but keep that in mind when you're looking at guys like, I don't know, Dalton Schultz and Mike Gesicki for a big-time contract. The Bills, not that many options. Nyheim Hines has made some nice plays for Buffalo, but you save $4.8 million if you cut him. You're not going to pay your number 3-ish running back that amount of money. That's not good roster management. So either a new deal to get that money down, or you just cut him outright and move on. Byron Jones, the Miami Dolphins cornerback, is next up here. Once one of the highest paid corners in the NFL. Was fine at the beginning of his career for Miami. was hurt all year long. Now, the savings pre-June 1st, $3.55 million. That's not that good. After June 1st, you save $13.6. That just screams post-June 1st cut for me. Maybe he goes back to Dallas and gets to reunite with some of his old buddies down there. Just a thought. But I don't see Miami keeping him around at that number coming off the injury. Good news, everyone. The Fanatics t-shirt combo is back. Short sleeve and long sleeve for almost every NFL team. We'll give you a small sampling here in a little bit. Check it out, chatsports.com/NFL combo. It's got the short sleeve, the long sleeve, 25% off. You will not find a better deal on Fanatics. My favorite one. I'm glad they brought it back. Pretty much every time they bring it back, I buy a Bengals one for my dad. Get yours today, chatsports.com/NFL combo. I'll put that link in both the comment section and the description. Please make note, the supplies of these always go quickly, so don't delay. Go get it now, chatsports.com/NFL combo. Oh, speaking of Bengals, I actually did not mean to do that, but that's perfect. Joe Mixon kind of falls in the under-the-radar Ezekiel Elliott category. I'm sorry it does, Producer Sam. The numbers don't lie. Bengals save a lot of money cutting Mixon. 7.2 basically right now, 10.04 after June 1st. Joe Mixon is I think better than the numbers say. You can blame the offensive line there too. But this is not great production. I am sorry. It is not. 4.1 average, 3.9 average, 3.6 average. Injury's a big factor there. 4.1. He brings you some nice third down stuff too still. But you got to pay Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. I don't know if the Bengals, if it's a good management construction for your roster to go, you know what? Yes, let's pay a running back big money when we've got all these other high-priced pieces. So Mixon can still help you in a far better way than Ezekiel Elliott can. But running back shelf lives are short. Kind of think Mixon's there a little bit on that front. So prediction time. Will the Bengals end up cutting Joe Mixon? Y for yes, N for no. Also keep an eye out for La'el Collins as a cut candidate in Cincinnati too. The Steelers, get rid of Mitchell Trubisky. I know that they want him as the backup, so they claim. I wonder if it's a leverage for a trade move. Save $8 million by cutting Trubisky. I can find a similar backup for that on my money. Like Pickett's the guy moving forward. Dump Mitch. Joe Haig of the Browns. Not many options here in terms of obvious cut candidates for big-time savings. $2 million dumping one of your backup offensive linemen. It's the best I can do. I'm sorry. Chuck Clark. Again, he was on the trade candidate list this time last year. Ravens saved just under $3.5 million by dumping Chuck Clark. With the money you're going to pay Lamar Jackson, if you're smart, you'll probably want to save that and let Kyle Hamilton reign as the new other starter in that secondary alongside Marcus Williams. Now, if you love the NFL, this is the channel for you, man. We've got videos every single day, free agency trades, cuts, drafts, stuff, news, rumors, everything else kind of in between. Hit that sub button right now here on Chat Sports. Houston, not as many great options. I'll go with Eric Murray, who helps you on special teams, sure, but he played like 120, I think, something like that. Defensive snaps. You save $4 million. Bye. That's not. I'll save that money and invest it elsewhere. Now, Taylor Lewan, is going to be cut. He has been ahead of that one, saying Tennessee's going to cut me. It makes sense. The Titans save almost $15 million, 14.84 by cutting Lewan. Maybe they bring him back at a cheaper rate. But given all the injuries he's battled through, they might go left tackle in round 1 this upcoming season. Another easy cut candidate who maybe just retires when it's all said and done is Matt Ryan. $17.2 million in savings for a player who unfortunately just didn't have it this year. And yet, ironically, was still the Colts' best quarterback by a massive margin. Because Nick Foles is cooked and Sam Ehlinger, he was never, good enough to begin with, frankly. So Matt Ryan, unfortunately, I think is going to end his career on a low note. Maybe he wants to go be just like a vet number 3, but it's not how teams tend to operate there. This feels like Phillip Rivers riding off in the sunset for Matt Ryan. Finally, Jacksonville, Shaquille Griffin, the once high-paid free agency pickup from Seattle. $13.15 million in savings in the event he is cut. You can ride with guys like Tyson Campbell, maybe draft a new cornerback as well. Free up a lot of money for a good but not elite corner in Shaquille Griffin.